Howdy y'all, and welcome to Jab Plays. Today I'm going to share with you a cool free game. Yes, that's right, I said free. The game is Upload Labs. What is Upload Labs? Let Jab break it down for you. It's a sci-fi management game where you build and optimize your computer system from the ground up. Connect and configure interconnected nodes to efficiently download processes and upload files. Manage your setup, solve systems, challenges, and become the ultimate system architect. The game is developed and published by Enigma Dev Studios. If this all sounds interesting to you, then stick around and see how Jab learns, hopefully, and leaves his mark in technology. Okay guys, let's get this party started. Alright, so we're going to start with the tutorial, and it says let's learn how to manage your lab and a short introduction. Okay, let's do that. Start by connecting and dragging your download speed output. So it wants us to take our download speed and connect it to that. Connections go from left to right. Output sends resources while inputs receives. All right, not a problem. Just connect that. All right, not a problem. Now let's add a node. Oh, hang on. Now let's add a node to upload your download files. Okay, how do we do that? Now we click on this button, and we click that, and then it wants us to move it. Okay. Now drag the uploader node to start moving it. All right, now connect your download files with the uploader. All right, so we got to connect this to, all right, the square to the square. Not a problem. Now connect your upload speed to the uploader. All right, so that's the blue circle into the blue circle. Now let's collect the money acquired. All right, well, how do we do that? Open this. Okay. Click that. Okay, move this to there. Okay. We don't need the bin, so let's delete it. Okay, how do I do that? All right, we'll click on that and we hit the trash can, and all right, the tutorial's over. That was easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Okay, so let's look at what we got going on here. So if we hit this collect button, we'll get 300 coins, right? And it looks like we're running at 8 bits per second. That's not a whole thing. All right, I did hear a noise go off. I see a notification. Okay, so we have achievements, and what the achievements do is we get coins for doing stuff. So for uploading our first file, we get 25 coins. So we'll go ahead and click that. And there's a bunch of different stuff that we can do to get this. And when we can unlock more things, we'll get points. There's requests. So basically, if we send them 100 texts, we'll get 20 coins. The coins can be spent on things in the future. I don't know what just yet. So here's where we're at. We have money, and the only thing we can upgrade is this. So we'll upgrade this. We're getting $8 a second is what it's telling us. So if we upgrade it, now it's 11. We can upgrade it again. Why not? And now we're at 16 a second. All right, we've got new upgrades available. All right, let's go ahead and click. Let's see what upgrades we have. So we have premium texts, which basically says that the value of our text files are increased by 100%. And we get a CPU, which is 4K, and we're a long ways off. So if we hit this, do we have 800? Okay, so right now these are 100. If we do this, is that worth 200? Yeah, so now they're worth 200 a piece. Okay, so I see what we got going on. We're up to 16 bits per second. To be honest, I'm not even sure what my computer does, but is that the equivalent of old school AOL dial-up? Maybe. All right, so what can we do next? We can upgrade, right? So now we're at 46 a second. We can do premium text again. So all we got to do is, yeah, it's coming in pretty quick. It won't take very long. I'm kind of digging how this is going. So there we go. So now this should be 300. Not bad. All right, let's go ahead and close this. And it looks like, you know, our next upgrade is this. We're getting 69 a minute. So there we go. We'll upgrade. Now we're up to 96 a second. Not bad. So let me guess. Premium text is probably the next. I mean, we could upgrade to 5, but I think that maybe premium text is oh. All right, so when those happen, we get coins. All right, cool. So let's stop and think about what's next. I think that premium text maybe? Or do we just go to the CPU? You know, we've got the money, we might as well do the CPU. All right, we've got the CPU, and oh, we've unlocked something over here. What does this do? Oh, this is the way that we can spend points. An auto collector is probably going to be the next thing we spend points on. All right, so we've just unlocked something. We unlocked the CPU. Let's see what we can do with it. We can get a processor. All right, not a problem. And we can get a processor seller. All right, so let's see how this works. We connect this to that, and we can connect this to that, and oh my. All right, that's 200 a second. So now we're up to 296 a second, and look at that. We just paid for the processor just on one upgrade. So at this point, you know what? Let's get us another premium text. That'll increase it by another 100. And the other thing is we can move this stuff around. So if you don't like how stuff is looking, you can always move it around. And if you don't like the fact that things are hiding, what we can do is we can hit this button right here, and we can move lines around like that. So that is a nice little thing. All right, let's collect the money, and let's figure out what we're going to upgrade next. So maybe we'll upgrade this to Mark 5, which will put us at 45 and 380 a second. And you know what? We can upgrade this for 16. We can afford it. Let's see what this does. We're at 100 hertz. So that increases it to 200 hertz. And hey, we're getting close to, we're almost getting close to 1,000 a second. Let's collect some money. What else can we do? Let's see. We just unlocked the Mark 1, so maybe we can go into premium text again. That seems like the next logical step. We can collect some money. let's look at this. So we got this thing called an uploader that we can unlock. And anytime you see 0, 1, that means it's it's probably something good. And it progresses. As you can see, these are 4 of 9 and 0 of 46. And to be honest, yeah, let's get the uploader going really quick. And let's see what do we have to do? Where is it? Ah, here it is. So let's get that. So what the uploader does is we can put this here, and we need to connect. No, it's not an uploader that we want. It is the star, the request uploader. So what we do is we can run a line from here to here, and what this is going to do is this is automatically going to just take half. It's going to send half here and then half there, right? We're going to run a blue line, upload speed up to it. Oh, dang it. Hook it back up. And then let me click that, and we can move this over here. And what this is going to do is it's going to take this, right? We got 6 out of 100. And if we come into here, we can see this is how we're going to get more coins. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to let this go. Now, this is cutting down our money some, but it's okay. It's only temporarily. So we can look at other things that we can upgrade. So after the uploader, let's see. We can upgrade that and that. And let's come in here, and you know what? Let's get premium text, and you know what? Processing value. So this I can't even say that, right? I have dyslexia. It multiplies. Is basically what this fancy word says. Don't make fun of me. I have a speech impediment and I stutter, and words like this will just make me choke. So what we're going to do is it increases the value of what we're selling by 100%. So it doubles it. So now we're at 1.87 thousand a second, and that's amazing. Let me take a sip of my coffee and let's ponder a second. And see what can I do next. You know what? I might as well. Well, I need to collect more money. Yeah. All right. Let's get some more premium text, right? That seems like a good way of doing it, because now, like, yeah, we're just cranking it, right? So we're getting. In this collector, we're getting 315 a second from this, and we're getting 800 a second from that. So, you know, we're just cruising right along. We might as well get our network speed up just a little bit more. And let's see. Let's collect. Let's see what else we can unlock. It looks like the next step would be antivirus, right? Do I have enough money for antivirus? We've got enough money for antivirus, so we might as well spend it. So it's 100K. It's the 0, 1. And let's go ahead and do that and find out what antivirus does. Now, if you ever have any questions about things, up here on the right hand side, wait a minute, let me get that. All right. There's a book here and a guide, and it can explain everything. And if we go into, hang on a second, we could do it this way, I think. If we click on this, and then we hit the question mark, it will tell us. It scans files for viruses using clock speed, adding the scan modifier and increasing the value by 4 times. There's a 50% chance that you get an affected thing, which reduces it by 4 times. So there's a plus and minus to it. But before we do that, we've got 40 coins. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to spend the money on the auto collector. The auto collector is super cool. And what it does is we're going to disconnect this. We're going to disconnect this. Make sure you collect the money on it, because if you delete this, all that money goes away. And then we can hit this, make that go away. Go into here and grab the auto collector. And what the auto collector does is exactly what it sounds like. It automatically adds the money, and I don't have to keep coming over here and hitting that button. All right, so the virus scanner. Oh, this is completed. So let's disconnect this and that. We'll bring the virus scanner over here, and we're gonna move all this, disconnect this, and we're gonna put this into here. And then we need an orange line that goes into there. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us the shields, right? So the shields are basically the ones that are good. And we're going to get 4 times the amount than what this would have been. However, these are bad, right? That's a virus. However, I do believe now we can get a text with a shield. Well, it has the shield icon. So instead of selling it for less money, what we can do is we can hook this up into here and then rehook this back up here. And as you see, it, even though it has the virus on it, it still counts as a shield because it has the shield icon. So basically, this is the best way of you know, running it, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now that we got that going, let's see. Let's go back into here, and you know what? Premium text sounds like a good idea at this point. We can get this boosted up. We're at 2,000 a second now. Let's see, after that we could probably, you know what, let's upgrade our processing speed. We're up to 400 megahertz and at 3.7 a second. So it looks like everything's running the way that we should be. You know what, we might as well hit that, and we'll go ahead and, you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll knock this out too. While we're waiting on that, well, is it there? It's there. Let's get that. Let's get this coin. We've got an image downloader at 600K that we can save up for. Let's see. Maybe we upgrade this. Or, you know what? I think this is a better spend of money right now. Now, one of the things that we can look at, that we can see, is that we've got a backlog right here, right? You see how, well, it's not a backlog. It's staying, right? But we've got a little buffer here. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on this. And the way that we could probably get rid of that is by increasing our clock speed. Speaking of, we're almost at 260, so let's get our processing value up. We're at 5.22, which is amazing. And we've also unlocked the ability of doing other things here in the near future. All right, oh, I didn't even collect. All right, we collect that. All right, so hang on a second. All right, 50. We need 50 coins. All right, not a problem. How many coins do we got? Oh, we got 20. We'll get 25 after this, so that'll put us at 50 when we get to there. All right, not a problem. So now let's come over here. And we got processing value, we got an image downloader, a GPU unit, and premium images. So I think that this is probably our next best bet. We may have to wait just a little bit to get there, but it's okay, right? That's the beautiful thing about this game, is that you can take your time and just wait, right? You know, stop and look at what you got going on and go, okay, what's the logical thing to do next? Or just go get a cup of coffee, right? You can leave it running and come back. It's not going to hurt anything. It does have an incremental kind of thing about it. No big deal. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. At the time of this recording, we have no subscribers. Help us get to 100. You know what? Let's upgrade that to 10. Let's go ahead and upgrade that to 3. And we're getting 8.32 a second. It's a wise way of spending points. And we'll be able to get to the 600 quicker this way. There we go. We got our 600. Let's go ahead and spend that. And let's figure out, we'll set another line. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to get us a image downloader, right? Then we're also going to need, I heard you, click that. All right. We're also going to need a virus scanner, right? We're also going to need an uploader. And do we need, yeah. And we also need a request. And let's do an allocator. Do I have access to an allocator? I do, right? And I'll explain what all this stuff is really quick. So the first thing we gotta do is we have to connect our download speed, right? Then we're gonna run this into the virus scanner. And, oh no, the allocator isn't gonna do me any good right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take clock speed and put that into here. Then we're gonna take the good ones and we're gonna go into the uploader. We're gonna take the bad ones, we're gonna put it into the request. We're gonna hook up the upload into here. I'm gonna move this over here. And then we're gonna take the money and hook that into there and kind of move that like that. And then one more upload. And this should have everything running. Now the images take longer because it's 128 bits per second. Oh no! I'm sorry. It's 10 kilobytes, right, for an image, whereas this is only 100 bits. So this is way bigger. However, we should get way much more money for it. And we just have to wait until it goes through the process of finding out, well, what exactly is it worth. And yeah. All right, come here. All right, we're at 8.79. All right, so it's telling us this is going to be worth 4.1 when it finally gets there. Yeah, so it'll get there eventually, so we'll wait on that. So while we're doing that, hey, let's upgrade that once. Let's upgrade it twice. Let's upgrade it 3 times. Why not? Yeah, once, twice, 3 times a lady. You know, one of the issues we're having is that our clock speed doesn't seem to be all that great because we're splitting it 3 ways. And we could get a core. Let me take this and get rid of that. And this is cruising right along. We're halfway to the mark that this needs to be. This is going to take a while, right? Because this is slow. And the only way we can speed this up is by increasing the clock speed. And I think that the core is the next logical answer for doing that, but it's just going to take a minute. But at 16 grand. All right, there we go. All right, so this money's finally coming in. Once this money hit, right? Our direct deposit hit. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a core. And as you can see, right, you see how these are all blocked out? Yo, I heard you. All right, got you. This is the maximum amount of cores that we can get on our processor. So we're going to add a core. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this out. And then we're going to put that there, right? And you know what? It is what it is. So now we got 800 hertz going in here. You see how much faster this is going? You know, this is going to fly through it. Now the throttling is how quickly this, like this is processing quicker than this is downloading. But you know what? It's a thing. So at this point, let's go ahead and look at what we can upgrade. I think that upgrading our processor value of what we're getting downloading. So right now we're getting 3.2. So in theory, that should make it to, you know, what I could do. Let's see if this makes a difference, right? Let's disconnect this from there and connect this to there. Does that make a difference? No, because it's still having it. It's the same. This is keeping up, right? It's slowly going down. It'll eventually get to 0. So all this stuff is working, right? So all I'm waiting on now is just it. You know, sometimes it's just a waiting game. All right, there's our processing value. So if we hit this, yeah, see, this went to 6.4 a second. Now we're up to 25K a second. And what we're holding out on is we're going to hold out on a graphics GPU unit. It's another 0 out of 1. Won't take very long. But the other thing is, while we're talking about it, over here there's boosts. You can pay for boosts, and if I remember right, there's also is it in here? Yeah, you can basically pay money. It's like getting a DLC, and since the game's free, if you're truly enjoying it, paying $10 for a permanent boost to, you know, keep things going faster, probably not a bad idea, right? I don't have it right yet, but it doesn't mean that I won't get it in the future. I'm gonna get a few more hours into the game and see how I feel about it. But if it's a game that I continue to make content on, you know what? The $10 is worth it, in my opinion. I feel like that so far I've got 10 hours in the game and I'm really enjoying it. So, you know, why not? All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait on the 4 million and I'll bring you back when we get to 4. All right. So we completed the text request. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this and disconnect that. And does that make the money go back faster? No, it's still at 25. And it might be, it's slowly getting there. It's slowly getting there. All right, we're at 4. So at 4 million, we're gonna get our GPU. And you're like, Jab, what does the GPU do? This is where the game gets fun, right? So we're gonna put a GPU cluster. And like I said, there's one. This is all of them, but you have to add, it's like adding more cores, you're adding more GPUs. We start off with 1. Then after that, we need mine Litecoin. And then after that, we need a crypto seller. We spent $4 million to get this set up, right? And what you do is you hook this up into here, and then you hook this up into here. It's a self-containing unit, and basically it's doing exactly what you think it's doing. It is mining what, you guys think Bitcoin's is this Litecoin. And right now it sells for 1.2. The value is at 200%. So we can sell it. And as you see, it drops. But at the other hand, we sold, just by selling it one time was enough to cover our $4,000 investment, right? Now we're living on easy street, and this is going to continue to pay for all this stuff. So we're sitting at a good place. Let's take a good look at what we got going on right now. We're making 25,000 plus whatever we get out of our crypto seller, and we're trying to get these images. We're 9 out of 100. We'll slowly get there. So we're sitting at a good spot right here. All right, guys, if you're enjoying the content and you've made it this far, do me a favor. Put your favorite color in the comment section, right? I just want to know, that way, I know how many people actually made it this far. And if you made it this far, you're a superstar. All right, guys, if I don't see you between now and this weekend, have a fantastic weekend. And as always, happy farming.